Oh, look at this. I can't wait to get focused for my fucking clan tag again. Like I just happened like I just had happen the past 2 games in a fucking row. Uh I'm absolutely not salty or mad at all. That's not what's happening. Uh but I am also not uh I okay, okay, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. Because I was so focused on thinking about the past 2 games and how fucking miserable it was because I had a fucking dipshit Malta focus me purely for my clan tag, and I know as much because he straight up fucking said so when I told him to fuck right off. Uh, so we're back on this account where I'm back to being chat banned. I actually got used to being not chat banned on my other account, and I went to talk shit to somebody last game. And by somebody I mean the Malta who was focusing my ass. And then it was like, oh, you can't talk anymore because you've been a naughty child. I was like, ah, oh, fuck. So that's suboptimal. What else is suboptimal is this carrier fucking immediately makes a beeline straight over here just because a fucking course he does. And he's in a division with a Kitakazi, which is going to be miserable. Oh, and here he fucking comes again. Well, it looks like he's going for the mines, not really for me. Let's see. Cleveland has a radar. He actually went for the Groningen, never mind. And the Groningen actually managed to eat one of those, which is funny. Uh, Cleveland is their only radar. Shima, Grozvoy, Kitakazi, and Jaeger for destroyers. This Cleveland is most likely going to ram his head either into this rock here or into this one. Or I'm just going to get fucking griefed by a fucking carrier. Again. I'm really tempted to just smoke up here and deny this carrier. Yet here he fucking comes. Just because. I guess I deserve to eat 4,000 damage for existing. It's my bad. Shouldn't have existed that hard. We might... How is this Groningen not shot these planes down, by the way? We got one hit on what I can only assume is the destroyer, because I think the Cleveland was already kited out. Yeah, that's what it does look like. That smoke is gonna fade. Looks like that torpedo did hit the midsection as well, because that did almost full damage. Although it actually might have been the Cleveland, I'm not positive. There's really no way of verifying it until we spot the destroyer. Now, speaking of destroyers, there's about to be one in my mouth right here. It's gonna be a Kitakazi. Whose torpedoes are those? Those are sets of 5. Looks... I want to say it's the Grozvoy based on the fact that it was shooting out of the Essex smoke. It does look to have been a Grozvoy based on that. And it would also make sense if that Grozvoy was the one who ate that one torpedo, because Grozvoys aren't known for being particularly maneuverable. And it would also explain why he's not really trying to focus on farming out the mains or the Veneto if he took a torpedo hit and can't heal much of it back. Oh, and look at this. Here comes this fucking carrier again. Oh, no, it looks like the carrier's headed for the Ohio. Gonna drop one set or two sets there, and I'm gonna save on to the one set. I really would like to step into B here, but I'm not positive if we're gonna be able to, because there is a Kitakaze literally in it, and most likely heading towards the end of the smoke here, especially based on the fact that he's not shooting through it. And even if he wasn't, I'm also being RPF'd right now, which could be the Grozvoy, it could be the Kitakaze. No, never mind. It's the Shimakaze. And the Kitakaze still set in that smoke. Okay. We take those. Of course, here comes the fucking carrier. Alright, Shima is down. That's fine. What the fuck was that drop? Of course, this fucking carrier is gonna drop a fighter on me. That's lovely. You gonna come back for me is the question. No, he's going for the Ohio now. S6 planes with 10,000 fucking health on the fighters, by the way. Alright. Our Groningen's probably going to end. Oh yeah, it was in fact the Grozvoy. Look how low he is. That's the first time he's been spotted. And he's already that low. Our Nustra Shimi is going to step into B, which is fine. That removes the pressure on us from having to try and get into C. Even though we do have a bit of an opening here, barring the carrier griefing us. And yeah, this carrier really is being super annoying. Cleveland died, so that's their only radar gone. I am just going to put torpedoes out like that, just in case their Grozvoy wants to do something cute and try and loop back around and into C. Especially when he sees that it's being flipped. Those torpedoes are meant to cut him off. And speaking of cutting off, we're going to try and get this Jaeger killed. And there's a fucking GK pushing around here. And Grozvoy's not going to int into those, unfortunately. Not unless he would have beached. We do have the B cap now. So it's not particularly urgent that we get into C. There is a Grozvoy and a GK over there. So getting C from this current position, especially with a fucking GK barreling towards us, is going to be a very dangerous prospect. We also don't have a lot of torpedo power over here. We only have the Groningen and the mines, aside from myself, of course. Our Veneto just needs to go for the ram on the GK, honestly. A Veneto's not going to out-brawl a GK. Our Groningen is going to push around and die. Oh no, he's not spotted right now. No, he's not hydroing right now either, because our mines isn't being spotted. This okay, there goes the GK's hydro. gonna try and stay out of this GK's hydro range. He is pushing directly into me. So I can't really afford to try and turn to get torpedoes off. Just gonna have to hope that those 2 sets are gonna be enough. Which it should be. Between my sets and, yeah, the Ohio, there goes the GK. Our Veneto might end up going down to the Grozovoy, but that's okay. No, no, he does. He manages to slide between those torps there. Good on him. No, I ended up trading. That's fine. A tier 10 destroyer for a tier 8 battleship is not the worst possible trade. And our game is basically over at this point. Nothing really flashy, but that is the life of destroyers sometimes. Sometimes you're going to get griefed by a carrier. You just kind of have to put up with it. What this game really shows, I think, is just the importance of not being greedy for a cap. In particular, when you know that there's carrier focus heading towards you, if you're, I mean, you can make a case for like a British destroyer that has the burst smokes, or even a smoke-built Yu Yang, but any other destroyer is going to be a very, it's doable depending on how you use your smoke, but it is going to be a very risky prospect when you know that there's multiple destroyers, carrier focus, a radar cruiser, all focusing on that one cap. You just kind of have to bide your time, look for openings, be patient. And, okay, thanks for that game. 800 ping, by the way. You'll love to see it. Alright, thanks, game. Hello, stabilize? Question mark. Playing the game on shoddy connection here, by the way. This is the best. I love this experience right now. Looks like our Nustrashimi is going to get the ship bag instead of me, which is a little unfortunate because the Essex is just kind of beached in front of it, and then Nustra's going to fucking torp his bitch ass. There we go. Or the fucking Immelman gets him. That's fun. You know, might not have been super flashy, but I mean, that's just how you have to live life. What the fuck? Oh, well, okay. Well, that's just kind of how you have to live life against radars and gunboats. Is you really can't, and carrier focus is you just have to look for tiny little gaps in between the enemy's line to try and get a torpedo shot off, like into that Kitakaze smoke. For example, the Shimakaze popping up honestly surprised me. I expected that to be a Kitakaze, not the Shima. The Grozovoy taking a torpedo earlier was pretty big because that severely hindered his combat ability throughout the entire rest of the game, because remember that torpedo damage is Citadel damage, so it's not as healable as like HE damage. Even for destroyers that don't have Citadels, you're not going to be healing as much of a torpedo hit as like a HE shell hit, for example. So, you know, we take those. 15k on the Kita, 22k. That was one torpedo, by the way. And all of it was that one torpedo and like 61 flood damage. That was a midships torpedo hit if I've ever seen one. And then some chip on the other 2 destroyers, so you love to see that. Okay, shoddy connection aside, that is going to be it for today. I'll see you on tomorrow on stream.